Here we are back, week 2, working on the boat. Still more cleaning to do. Last week I had to fix my pressure washer because it had a problem. The carburetor was completely gummed up, it wouldn't start. I rebuilt the carburetor, and then the nozzle on it was clogged up and it wouldn't spray out any water, so I had to fix that as well. I tested it out on my driveway a little bit and my garage just to see how good it would work. Worked pretty good. But today I got this thing. This is called a magic eraser, I suppose, kind of. What this is for is it's supposed to be really good at removing stickers. And there's a lot of old stickers on the boat here. So we'll see how that does. And I'm also going to remove a lot of the deck that the old owners put in here to get rid of it. And let's get into it. So here I am trying out my new toy for the first time. It worked really good. So as you can see, it's fairly slow. It actually uses friction to melt away the sticker, but it's doing a very good job of taking off the sticker and removing the glue, and it's not screwing up the boat's gel coat. So I actually think this might be a pretty good device. So the sticker eraser came from Amazon. It actually worked really good. I figured out pretty quick that you could grind down into that and then just get the edge lifted up, peel it off. It did leave a little bit of glue when I did that, and then over here when I did that, the Indiana boat registration stickers left a whole bunch of void. Luckily, the eraser took that right off. Didn't leave any sticky, didn't leave any glue, didn't leave any problem at all, so it worked great. Obviously running it in reverse does not work. So let's start from the other end. Well, it worked pretty good. It's the first time using one of these. It actually took all of the sticker off. It works by basically like an eraser on a pencil. Creates friction and eats the glue and stuff off of there. So yeah, it actually worked really well. Took all the stickers off, took all the glue for the stickers off. So next step is to get rid of all this deck here. So I'm gonna turn the camera off for a second, go grab all my tools, be right back in a minute. And we're back out here in this beaten sun. The person who put all this on here seemed to really like drywall screws a lot. So here's a little measurement thing for measuring your fish. And of course it's held on with a rusty drywall screw. I will keep that though. Once again, I have my trash can set up on the ground next to the boat. So this carpet on here is not good at all. My desire, my goal here was to simply peel off the carpet and take out the screws. But due to the fact that they use all drywall screws, these screws are most likely not going to come out. Well, I might be able to get a couple. No. Thanks, guys. I'm glad you used the right materials for a marine environment. It really makes this job a whole lot easier. Okay, so I'm gonna turn off the video here for a minute, and I'm going to go get different tools to take this out. Be right back. Getting back to it, I now have a knife to cut the old carpet, a crowbar to help me pry up some of this wood, a saw, and a screwdriver for the screws that actually will come out. There's not very many. So, back into what I was doing. Let's pull this up. Let's see, I think the easiest way might be to just pry on this and break the screws. Well, hopefully that'll work. Of course, they didn't use any good hinges on this. This plywood is regular old residential plywood that isn't good for a marine environment, so of course it's rotted. I'll throw that down there and get it later. Now, can I pry up this piece of wood? There's not very many screws left that can hold it. Maybe I can get in it from this side a little easier. Well, I like my GoPro camera. It works pretty good. However, you would think for an action camera they wouldn't get hot and shut off as easily as it does, but it does not like direct sunlight. So I went in and found me an umbrella and got a heavy thing and put the stick of the umbrella down inside of it in hopes that that would keep it from shutting itself off while I continue the work on the boat. Yep, definitely not marine grade or stainless steel. That thing is a ball of rust. Oh, that's obvious that whoever put this in did not care at all about the actual boat itself. I wouldn't think that 16 penny nails would be the best choice for attaching wood to fiberglass, but apparently that thought didn't cross the person whoever put all this on here's mind, because that is exactly what they did. Okay, so these little seat pieces here are held on with those, and they're made out of wood. Now that's not a bad thing, although I will be replacing that with Coosa or Starboard or something like that. However, that makes this a little bit easier, as I can maybe just pry this out a little bit, lift it off, and then make my make my seat backs and put them on the same way, but I'll use Kusa, an actual foam board that won't rot, but I will keep the hardware for these, and I will use these as a template to make my new seats. Man, this one's kind of hard to get off of here. There we go, there's one side. And come on, I know you can do it. You can raise out of there. Ah, there's the other side. Okay, this was just me ripping out more plywood, ripping out that big piece of that bench and throwing it off to the side. I actually took all that wood out and threw it on a concrete pad I have in the back. What'll happen with it is later I'll just burn all that wood because it'll go away that way. And if I burn it in my wood stove, I don't end up with nails in the ground because I just pick all that up and throw it in a garbage can and set it out for the trash people. Whereas my wood for my actual fire pit outside, I don't want the nails in it because if I move the fire pit, then somebody might step on one of those nails. Well, the GoPro got hot and shut down again. This is all the wood removed. After the GoPro shut down, I had one piece of wood that was still along here. That was pretty much it. I pulled out that piece and got it out of the way. Pulled up a little bit of the carpet, but what I think I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the wood that came off of the boat, and I'm probably going to take that wood into the garage, because what I'll end up doing with that is I'll burn it in my garage wood stove because it's completely full of nails and drywall screws, and I really don't want nails and drywall screws in my fire pit. So I'm also probably most likely getting ready to go get the pressure washer, fire it up, and do some cleaning. I'm also going to take the trolling motor that's sitting here in the boat, and I'm going to put it in the garage as well because there's no reason to have it sit out here and get rained on. Be right back in a jiffy. Well, here I am back after the GoPro quit on me again. I've actually gone out and gotten dinner. So I already ate that, but here's the current status of what we got. All the wood that was coming from here is gone. I've got my live well here, another staple. I ended up having to empty my trash can because there was so much garbage in the boat that, well, there was a lot. And now, oh, that's carpet also. That's carpet underneath there. Eventually I'll rip every bit of this carpet out of here. So right now what we're looking at is nasty, rotten carpet and a whole lot of dirt. So I'm getting ready to fire up ye olde pressure washer after I get more of the trash out of the boat here, and then I'm going to wash all the carpet and stuff out. So time to drag the olde trash can over to the other side. Once I get all this out, that'll be everything, and be ready to start doing some more major work. Pair of rusted up wire cutters here. Don't need those. I've got a set of wire cutters. Rotten rope. I don't know what they were doing with the weed eater string on a bass boat, unless they were using the weed eater string for some kind of fishing leaders or something. I don't know. So I hopped up in the boat and I started going through, picking up all the garbage that was inside of the boat and throwing that out into the trash can, or just kind of tossing the stuff I wanted to keep off to the side. While I was going through, I actually found some cracks in the gel coat inside of the little rod locker there. That kind of concerned me. They don't look like they go all the way through. Once I get all the glue off and I can sand down a little bit, I'll be able to see if it actually is a crack or if it's just looks like a crack. So as I pressure washed the boat, I was going through cleaning off most of the dirt. I did find, whenever I was looking inside of the bilge area in the back, that the bottom plate that goes inside of there, it's also made of fiberglass, was broken in the middle. It looked like somebody had tried to set a battery inside of there and they dropped it. When I get the vinyl ester resin and everything, I'll grind that down on one side. I'm going to do what they actually call a V repair to it. So I'll drill holes at both ends of the crack, then I'll grind it down way out past where the crack is in a slope shape to about the center of where the thickness is. And then I'll lay progressively bigger tabs over that until I got it completely covered. Then I'll flip it over and do the same thing on the other side. It will make a stronger repair. I, of course, then when I get done with that, am planning to sand the entire thing and grind it down and lay a sheet over the entire panel, drill the holes out, recolor it, and put it back in the boat. GoPro stopped on me again. It usually does that when it gets a little hot. So this is the second day of the teardown. The GoPro quit on me while I was pressure washing, and unless you're some masocchist that really wants to sit and watch a time-lapse video of somebody basically playing Pressure Washer Simulator, I didn't figure I would bother turning the camera back on. However, this is the results. These are full of water. That bottom is the direct hull of the boat. So, my plan is to come over here to the lowest section inside of here and drill a hole straight through that will come over to there. Then this water will be able to drain out. Same thing on the other side. Somebody's already cut a very large hole on this side. So what I will do is I will just come right down to here and drill a small hole right there coming out underneath of the driving stand, which will let the water run out. All the carpet is now gone. The front drain and screen is gone. Of course, I will get a new screen. I kept the drain. And back here, I've gotten most of the muck and gunk out. A lot of what you still see in here is just glue. So I will work on getting rid of all of that glue. Some of the carpet back here came off during the pressure washing. I will also get all that glue off. So I got about one more day of decarpeting and taking out garbage and crap and a lot of that dirt that's in here on the next pressure wash, because I'll end up having to pressure wash it a little bit more to get rid of the sanding dust when I get all the glue up. We'll go right out through that, go out through the hole, and then go through the drain in the back of the boat. So goal here now becomes to try to finish up the carpeting, and then I'll be doing some ordering. So that's it for this week's video, with the exception of the post wrap-up I'll do from my computer when I'm editing this. So thanks for watching. Hello, welcome back for the wrap-up show. This week, I ordered a little bit more stuff for next week's episode because I'll be doing some sanding and grinding and removing of glue and stuff of that nature. I ordered a respirator mask and the little filters that go on the side of it. I only ordered the ones for dust because I'm not going to be working with fumes or vapors. I also ordered some clay to make the fillets inside of the molds, and I ordered some little tools. I will show those on camera next week for smoothing out to make nice fillets on the molds. Plus, next week I'm going to be removing all the glue from the carpet, sanding down rough spots, getting the rest of the carpet off of the boat. I'll probably go ahead and remove the 2 front seat bottoms and set those aside so that later on when I get my carpet here, I can go ahead and order it. I'm still strongly considering re-gel coating this entire boat. I'm planning to make, out of a piece of scrap plywood I have laying around when I order my vinyl ester resin and my fiberglass, I'm just going to lay down a single sheet of fiberglass on about a 1 foot piece of plywood, and then I'm going to lay down the coating I have an idea for on the gel coat because I think it'll look really nice, but a little small sample for a few dollars is a whole lot better than doing the whole boat and realizing, man, this looks terrible. So join us next week. It'll be more cleanup, more carpet removal. Pretty much everything I have done up to this point is good. I'm going to drill those 2 little holes to drain the front rod lockers. And probably this week, I'll go down and buy some wood that is, I believe they call it Luan or something like that. Anyway, it's that kind of wood that has the thing on it like a dry erase board so that water or polyester resin won't really stick that well to it. That way you can make the molds. And then I'll get started on laying out the mold making and all of that. So that brings our grand total of expenditures up to $269.46 and 5.5 hours of work on the boat. So until next week, have fun and see you later.